What is going on, everyone? It is your shaman, your sister in spirit, and your friend Alicia Dunleavy here. And today is Sunday. I am down in Asheville, North Carolina, doing my traveling, following the call of spirit, and really kicking off the next series of videos that I have for you during this time. So, the great journey that I'm going to be sharing with you is my journey that I've been taking over the past several months into the dark feminine energy. Now, this journey is going to be very interesting because it's going to be from the perspective of self and how I have used the dark feminine energy to help myself heal old timelines, contracts, and things that are no longer serving my greatest and highest good. So, as many as you know, hi, I'm Valerie. So many as you as many of many of you, or maybe not, since I'm stuttering over my words, may know that one of the things that I work with is helping people hop into more aligned timelines. And some of the things that are preventing us from being in aligned timelines, manifesting the lives that we want, have to do with previous lifetimes and certain contracts and situations that we put ourselves in, knowingly or unknowingly. And this is where the dark feminine energy has really been a powerful experience for me because although a lot of people, and maybe I'm assuming again, I'll speak for myself, when I heard people talking about embodying dark feminine energy, learning about the dark feminine, it was very triggering for me because I did not know exactly what dark feminine energy is. To me, it kind of felt evil vibes. Now, the word evil within itself is a dogmatic understanding, right? The word evil comes from my religious background, which lets me know that ultimately there is good and bad and better and worse, right? So when I decided to put that aside, what opened up for me was a deeper understanding of chords, contracts, and misaligned experiences. And a lot of people that are on the twin flame journey will experience this, where they are running into karmic partners, they're running into very old but similar cycles. And it is because part of the dark feminine has to do with understanding that sometimes we do things out of a place of pain. So when I went through the process of finding out what actually is dark feminine, it wasn't, oh, a woman specifically, right? A woman that does something bad. Actually, what the dark feminine I discovered was a very specific type of behavior that is very anchored in pain. Behaviors that are done out of a place of pain, conscious and unconscious. And this is where a lot of stories like Lilith and Medusa come in, where when we actually dive into these more dark feminine archetypes, it has a lot to do with the fact that they were hurt, they were abused, they experienced some level of suffering, which then caused them to use their feminine, manipulative, intuitive, energetic powers to live out their lives. And this is a concept that a lot of people are still doing to this day and have done in previous lifetimes as well, where we are using, men and women can use their manipulation, their power of manipulation, their power of love, their power of shininess to get people to do what they need them to do. And why do we manipulate? Very rootedly, we manipulate in order to have some sense of control, right? And why do we need control? We typically need control because we don't feel safe. We don't trust. We don't trust that everything's going to be fine. We don't trust to just surrender and go with the flow. We don't trust ourselves to handle our situations in the easiest ways. And so we fall back into ego, we fall back into controlling patterns of behavior, manipulation behavior, in order to protect ourselves. Now, as you will watch this series unfold, which will happen once a week, there will be a video dropped where I share my journey about my meditations that have led me into dark feminine energy, that has allowed me to understand myself better. So that way I can now walk in surrender and for the greatest and highest good. Um, there might be some tools in there. There might be some uses of reflection, but know that that is just what I have felt called to do, is to travel, to journey, to meditate on these concepts, on these archetypes, in order to share with our community new ways of discovering self. So, quickly, what did I discover in terms of my journey in the dark feminine? I had a contract that was tying me to a very specific person in this lifetime. There's somebody in this lifetime who I just love, or maybe lust, right? There's a magnetic pull that pulls me to this person over and over and over and over and over again. And although we are not aligned physically, if we look at partnership as a science, we probably aren't great for each other as partners, because we live two totally different lives. However, there is, some people would consider it a chemistry, a magnetism to each other. And the question was, why can I not get over this person? And the dark feminine was the one who had the answer. How? How did she have the answer? How did that archetype have the answer? It was because when I finally surrendered my fear of the dark feminine arrived and let me know that a few lifetimes ago, me and this person were together, and we had a very tragic death by which I called out to the universe, I will find you next lifetime and I will love you. I will love you forever. I will find you and I will love you. You'll find me. And although in that time, right, and I'm sure many of us, even as kids, are like, so and so forever. I'll love you forever. Do we understand the potency of our words? And do we understand the power behind the energy of our words as well? In a tragic situation, when we are calling out, I will love you forever, I will find you next lifetime, the depth, the knowing, the meaning, our words are so potent that they are spells, curses even, whether we have that full spiritual understanding or not. So from a place of pain, right? Because even if we think about people who are in the middle of heartbreak and they're like, what candle do I burn to make them love me? What herbs do I use to make them love me? There are people that go to magic practitioners, but what if you just really mean it? I will love you. I will find you. And then what happens whenever we do cross over and we enter the next lifetime with a whole new series of goals, with a whole new series of needs and wants, enlightenment, lessons, but we're still trapped by the contracts that we signed, put out there, curses, spells that we put out there lifetimes ago. This is something that I wanted to share with all of you to consider. This is why past life regressions can be very potent. This is why working with shaman or people that do timeline work can be very supportive in your journey. If you feel like you cannot escape certain experiences, love, accidents, happenstances, circumstances, money issues, there might be a past life issue that is causing that. And what's even more wild is that it might not have been somebody else. It might have been you. It might have been you that caused this echoing, rippling effect based off of the actions that you took, not just in this lifetime, but in previous lifetimes as well. And most of the time, what spirit has let me know is that most of the time it was not malicious. It was truly and genuinely from a place of, I'm afraid, I'm not enough, I don't have enough, I don't trust, I've been hurt. So, how many times has your hurt been running you? How many times has your pain been running you? How much has your fear been running you? Catalysting more and more contracts, catalysting more and more situations that deep inside you are hoping to elevate from, to release, to let go of, because you know that there's something better for you waiting there. You just don't know how to get there. And the journey is always through love, right? Through trust, through compassion, through understanding, through curiosity, through discernment, all of these things. So this is where I'm going to end it. I want these series to be short, concise, easy to understand. For those of you that have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Enjoy the video series as they get dropped weekly. And I also have interviews that are going to be dropped weekly as well, where I'm just talking to people in my community that I really love. And all of them are very different. And all of them are here to represent, including myself, how there is no one way to be connected to the creator source, to God, that we were all uniquely created, and that, yeah, there is not one path, that we get to pave our own path. And if it's led with love, then that's all that matters. Yeah. To the best of our ability, right? Because we are human and we make mistakes, and that's okay. So, loving you all. I hope that you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll check back in soon.